What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Spanko, and today I'm back with this DURENDAL Droll and Lockbird lock. Now, this is not necessarily a new lock. It's not something that has come up like recently. This is actually similar to the Reincarnation and Droll lock. But this deck profile, pretty much what it does, I was working on it with my boy Alpha, and so shout out to Alpha if you guys want to check out his deck profile. He's really good at building decks and whatnot, so if you guys want to check out his channel, and he does a lot of deck profiles, and you know, he does even his own sealed only challenge, so if you guys want to check that out, Alpha's link will be in the description below, so you guys can check that out. So pretty much what we wanted to do was, I was like, alright, how can we make Durendal turn 1? So this deck definitely wants to go first. Make Durendal turn 1, and I'll read out Durendal for you guys real quick right now. The main effect that we're going to be using in this scenario and in this deck profile is you can detach one Xyz material from this card. Each player with a hand shuffles their entire hand to their deck, then draws the same number of cards they shuffled into the deck. So obviously you're going to be shuffling your hand in, so if you guys don't know how the combo will work, I'll explain it now before we get into the profile. But pretty much if your opponent ever ends up adding something from their deck to their hand, what you'll end up doing is you'll activate Droll and Lockbird. Once you activate Droll and Lockbird, then what you'll end up doing is you'll chain Durendal. So what happens is they'll shuffle their entire hand back into their deck, so will you, but what ends up happening is they won't be able to draw cards. So that's pretty much the Durendal into the Droll and Lockbird combo that I'm talking about. So if you guys enjoy these deck profiles, this is more of like a fun deck. It's not going to be super meta or anything like that, but it's just kind of like a really for fun deck. So if you guys want to check out, all my deck lists are on the Discord, so you guys can check out the Discord. If you guys want to see the actual full list, I usually put it over there on the Discord. And if you guys enjoy my deck profiles, if you enjoy this content, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. So first of all, you are playing the star of the show, triple Droll and Lockbird. Like I said, you want to wait till your opponent adds something, activate Droll and Lockbird afterwards, and then chain Durendal. And then what ends up happening is they shuffle their hand back, but they actually can't end up drawing cards for the rest of the turn, right? So that's why Droll and Lockbird is really good with Durendal in that sense. And so I was thinking, what is the best deck to do Droll and Lockbird into Durendal? Well, Cyber Dragon is really good at that. So triple core, triple hers, we're playing triple Cyber Dragon, triple Nashter, and triple Galaxy Soldier. So we're maxing out. I know this is technically not a Cyber Dragon card, but we're maxing out on the Cyber Dragon cards. Why do we do this? The reason is you want to be able to get to your rank 5 as soon as possible, because your turn 1 a lot of the time is you just want to end on a Durendal, right? Now sometimes you can end on Durendal and Infinity because Master Rule 5 now, it's actually not super hard to do that, but you want to max out on all of these because you want the ability to get to this play as fast as possible. On top of that, Cyber Dragon has an innate ability that we all know to OTK really well and really easily. So what ends up happening is once you do this combo to your opponent, right? So once you end up pretty much taking away your opponent's hand with Durendal Droll, you pretty much want to OTK them the next turn because Cyber Dragon has no problems OTKing in empty fields, right? So that's pretty much why I chose to go with the Cyber Dragon build, because one, it can make rank 5 super easily and you can make your Durendal super easily, but two, on top of making the rank 5, you can actually end up OTKing super well. So if you guys don't know, I'll just explain. This is all the monsters that you play, by the way, but I'll just explain the account right now. So core, on normal summon, it searches any Cyber Dragon card from your deck to your hand, or Cyber card, spell a trap. Cyber Dragon herds, if it's sent from your hand to the graveyard or just to the graveyard in general, you can search a regular Cyber Dragon from your deck. Cyber Dragon Nashter, you pitch a card to special summon one back from your graveyard. So you special summon something with 2100 attack or defense. Most of the time you'll be special summoning your Cyber Dragon, but if you get into the late game or the grind game, weirdly enough, Durendal has 2100 defense and Infinity has 2100 attack. So you can actually summon these two back from your graveyard with Nashter, funny enough. But you're not going to do that too often, to be honest with you. You just need it for the first turn combos. Also, you need it sometimes because you need the level 1s, and I'll explain why you actually need the level 1. So Nashter and hers are both level 1, and that's why you end up needing it. And then Galaxy Soldier, of course, just makes you go into the level 5s, or the rank 5s, I should say, a lot easier. So that's why you want to play triple Galaxy Soldier. Now, I know Nashter is usually just a 2 of, but again, you play 3 because you are playing triple Galaxy Soldier, so you need the light targets in your deck pretty much, or in your hand, I should say. You need the light targets, so even if you have to pitch a Nashter for a Galaxy Soldier, sometimes it'll be really good in that sense. And then Galaxy Soldier hers, if you guys don't know, like, this is just a +2 on its own, because you Galaxy Soldier, dump hers will search you a Cyber Dragon, Galaxy Soldier will search you a second Galaxy Soldier. So right there you have 1 card in the field but 2 more cards in your hand, so these 2 cards pretty much get replaced. You have 1 card in the graveyard, right? So it's a +1, or I could say, because you have 1 card in the field but then you replace 2 cards in your hand, right? So that's why this is really good. I wouldn't change these ratios whatsoever. You just want to be able to get to Droll and Lock as fast as possible, and I'll show you guys how. So moving on to the spell cards, you need triple Machine Duplication. Obviously it's the best card in the deck. It's with Core and Cyber Dragon and whatnot. It's one of the best cards. If you open just Core and Machine Dupe, of course you can just OTK through there. Even if you don't make the Durendal play, what ends up happening is, like, Core Machine Dupe a lot of the time can get you into double Infinity with Master Rule 5 now. So I really like that. Like, I mean, there's no reason not to play it. It's obviously mandatory in this deck. Triple Cyber Emergency, also mandatory in this deck. The best card in the deck. It's your search, it's your Rhoda, and why would you not play triple of your Rhoda, right? So triple Cyber Emergency, double Cyber Repair Plant, because this will actually get you into your Galaxy Soldier a lot of the time, and that's how you actually want to get into your Galaxy Soldier to help you make the rank 5s as fast as possible. One rev system, just because it's a monster reborn that's searchable, there's no reason not to play one rev system. You can actually up this to 2 potentially, but what I ended up doing was I ended up playing the Overload and the Cyberload. And again, because the whole point of this deck was to make a bunch, make the field with Durendal and Droll and Lockbird, and then once you make Durendal, Droll, and Lockbird, then you just want to OTK the next turn. So Cyberload and Overload help you OTK in that sense. So that's why I decided to play these. Overload I know has been being cut out recently and whatnot, so if you guys want to play the second rev system just to draw into it instead of the Overload, you guys could do that instead. But I personally prefer having both of these, to be honest with you, because it just gives you more opportunity to OTK. Also on top of that, Cyberload Fusion is just insane in the battle phase, so being able to attack with 2 monsters and then Cyberload in the battle phase is also really good, right? So I would not change this spell count at all. But the next card that we're playing is, I actually have to proxy one, unfortunately, sorry for that, but triple Wear Arf Down. Wear Arf Down is actually very important because that's how you search your Droll and Lockbird, right? So how you get Wear Arf Down off is you have to control a level 1 monster. So a lot of the times you have your hers, but the reason you max Nashter to 3 now is because Nashter is a level 1 monster that you can control to activate Wear Arf Down to search you into your Droll and Lockbird. So what ends up happening is you search your Droll and Lockbird with this, and then you make your Durendal play, and then now you have Durendal Droll Lock, right? So that's pretty much why I decided to max out on the level 1 monsters, and that's why I decided to max out on Nashter, right? Where if that was a searchable Droll and Lockbird, it makes you pretty much be playing not triple, sorry, I should say 6 Droll and Lockbirds in your deck, because with Wear Arf Down, right? So that's why I'm playing these at 3 of. I'm sorry I'm proxying 1, I just randomly only have 2, but yeah, you definitely want to play 3 of this. You want to max out on it so you can see your Droll and Lockbird as fast as possible. Now for the trap cards, you are playing the best trap card in the game. I am playing trap cards because this deck is still going first. So what ends up happening is I do want to play traps because I do want to make a Durendal Infinity Field plus maybe 1 to 2 traps set. And what I ended up actually playing was triple Trickstar Reincarnation. Yeah, bro, triple Trickstar Reincarnation. Now you guys might be asking, why do you do this? It might be a little bit, why Reincarnation in Cyber Dragon? Well, because the whole point of this combo is to get Durendal, Droll, and Lockbird off, sometimes if you guys open the Reincarnation, what ends up happening is you don't need to wait for your opponent to search to activate Droll, Durendal. What you can do is you can go standby phase Reincarnation. Once they draw, then you go Durendal and then Droll and Lockbird. And then what ends up happening is it's pretty much a pseudo double Reincarnation Droll, right? Because that's how the old Trickstar combo used to work. It was you would go double Trickstar Reincarnation plus Droll. But now, because you don't actually have a way to search your Reincarnation other than Trap Trick, what ends up happening is when you play Trap Trick, or if you just hard draw into 1 Reincarnation, it makes this lock a lot easier. And so that's why I decided to play it. And then with that, I also decided to play double Cybernetic Overflow. Just it's a trap card that you could search with Cyber Dragon Core if you guys already open something like Cyber Repair Plan or Cyber Emergency. You search this and it helps you just disrupt on your opponent's turn as well. Because if you can just disrupt on your opponent's turn and then search into your Cyberload Fusion the next turn and then shuffle everything back and then just OTK from there, that's pretty much how this deck wants to function. It wants to make it so that you pretty much hand loop your opponent. It's not hand loop per se, it's just get rid of your opponent's hand completely and then you OTK on the next turn. So that's why I decided to play this trap lineup. Trap Trick is a 3-up for sure because you want to see Reincarnation as fast as possible. You guys can technically, if you guys wanted to play Sanctum and whatnot, but I feel like that becomes too many different things happening in the deck, and I didn't want too many different things. I wanted to focus on the Droll play, especially because we're going to be searching out Droll. Yes, we'll be taking the 2000 probably at the end of the turn. Actually, we will always be taking it because we won't be normal summoning or activating Droll that turn, but taking that 2000 damage to lock your opponent out of their pretty much their hand, so they're playing with no hand, and then you just winning the next turn is very important, right? So that's why I decided to max out on the Reincarnation and the Trap Tricks, and then double of this because sometimes if you open the Reincarnations, if you open multiple Reincarnation, you can Trap Trick this out, right? So that's just another play that you guys can do. Again, if you open double Reincarnation, because RNG is a thing, right? So you can open double Reincarnation Droll. And not saying that you don't have to search Reincarnation, right? Because if you open double Reincarnation Droll, you have the combo regardless. It just becomes the OG Trickstar combo, right? Or the Trickstar Droll combo. I mean, it's a win condition in this deck, and then you have a lot of other win conditions with Cyber Dragon, just generally, right? So that's why I like this ratio. So moving on to the extra deck, I should say the main deck was 40 cards. So this is the extra deck. It's actually very important that you play certain cards in here. You actually do have room in this extra deck, funny enough, and it's not necessarily perfect, but you definitely do need to play 1 Durendal. I don't think that's questionable. You definitely need to play 1 of this. This is your heart and soul of the combo. And a lot of the time you can end on the Durendal Infinity. So you do want to play double Infinity as well as double Nova. I'm pretty sure that's just standard ratios in Cyber Dragon, because sometimes if you don't make your Durendal, if you open double Reincarnation, or if you can't get to Droll, there's no point of making Durendal if you can't get to Droll, right? right? So what ends up happening is you'll want to actually just make double infinity instead, and double infinity Master Rule 5 is super easy to make now with no extra monster zone restriction, so you definitely want to play double of this. I'm playing one Volcasaurus. Now this is just the last card I decided to play. You guys can play Pleiades instead of this. I decided to play this because sometimes if you're going into time, Volcasaurus can be really good in the sense where it's like, okay, well, let me burn you now going second and then just win in that sense, right? So Volcasaurus is really good there, so I do like to play this. And that's it for the Xyz monsters. For the fusion monsters, I'm only playing one Mega Fleet. This ratio could change, to be honest with you. The reason I'm only playing one is because I don't know how much the extra monster zone is going to be super relevant anymore. Not saying that people aren't going to be making cards in the extra monster zone. I'm just saying more like we don't know if I'm going to make multiple Mega Fleets in a game anymore, right? I think one Mega Fleet is going to be good enough. You don't want to necessarily super heavy grind with this deck. You kind of just want to OCK. So I think one Mega Fleet is okay in this version because, again, something like Sky Striker, this deck had such a good Sky Striker matchup, but because that's not as prevalent anymore, obviously, you don't need multiple Mega Fleets to keep out in the Sky Striker monster. So one Mega Fleet, one Fortress. Now, Fortress you could change into a second Mega Fleet, potentially if you wanted to. I'm just playing the one Fortress because like the Orcus matchup is going to be very real post-Echo, and because we're talking about, you know, this is probably going to be played post-Echo, right? And we're talking about April right now going into May with this coronavirus thing, right? With post-Echo, Orcus is going to be pretty good, so I think Fortress Dragon is going to be very important there. Cyber Twin Dragon, so actually the reason I decided to play this is because the other two fusions are two Rampage Dragon, right? So the reason I decided to play Cyber Twin Dragon is because in the battle phase, you actually can't use the Rampage Dragon effect to dump because it's like a main phase effect. It's not a quick effect. So if you guys, it says right here, once per turn, send up to 2 Light Machine monsters from your deck to the graveyard. If you do, for each monster sent, this card gains an additional attack. So when you go Cyberload Fusion in your battle phase, so let's say like your field consists of like Cyber Dragon, whatever, and then you have a Cyberload in your hand or previously set, right? So if it was previously set or if this is in your hand, what can end up happening is like you can attack for 42 and then you go Cyberload Fusion, right? Banish these two, but if you make this, 42 plus 21 only ends up being 6,300 damage, whereas if you in the battle phase, you make your Cyber Twin Dragon, he can attack twice at 2,800 and that just will OTK your opponent right there. So that's why I do like to play the one Cyber Twin Dragon just for this play right here where you make Cyberload into Cyber Dragon, because in the battle phase, it's just a much better play, right? So the reason I am still playing double Rampage Dragon though is because you still are playing double fusion spell card, and sometimes you don't have to actually use Cyberload in the battle phase. You'll just hard make it in the main phase, right? So that's why you still want to make double of these, because Overload Fusion is still a thing, so you still want to play double of this. And then for the Xyz monsters, I am playing one Cyber Dragon Seeger, one Link Karibo, one Almirage, as well as one Phoenix. Now Phoenix could be changed. I was back and forth between this and Borrelsword because Borrelsword isn't super hard to make in this deck either, especially with something like Machine Dupe. So this could be like the 15th card could be Borrelsword, could be Phoenix, whatever you guys want. But Link Karibo and Almirage make sense just because you are playing the level 1s and they're all normal summons with low attack. So you can make Link Karibo with the level 1s, you can make Almirage with core. So that's why you still want to play these two for sure. And that's it for the extra deck. It is 15 cards right there in the extra deck. If you guys want to change up anything, the only thing I would recommend changing is like the Volcasaurus is just like a for like time kind of thing. So you can change this, and the Phoenix. That's pretty much it. Otherwise, I actually do like the ratios for everything else. So that's it for this deck profile. If you guys enjoyed this deck profile, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. This is, again, a fun deck. It's something that you can troll around with your friends. It's not really gimmicky because it's actually pretty consistent because it's still Cyber Dragon. And you know what's funny is like, even if you don't open the DROLL DURENDAL combo, you're just playing Cyber Dragon, right? You're not really playing a lot of cards that take away from Cyber Dragon. You're just playing like this little small 6 to 9 card engine, I would say, like DROLL and Lockbird plus Reincarnation plus you could say Where Art Thous. So right there you're playing like what, 6 to 9 cards extra on top of the Cyber Dragon stuff, which doesn't actually even hurt the Cyber Dragon combo at all. So that's why I decided to do this deck profile with Cyber Dragon. If you guys can find out another way to make the DURENDAL, DROLL, and Lockbird thing a little bit more consistent, let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys have ideas, I always like to take suggestions. So comment section, go tell me there. If you guys enjoyed, like I said before, like this video, subscribe to the channel. And with that, Spanko signing out. Peace.
My hands steady, I feel ready, but my legs heavy, I don't get it. How come I haven't hit it already? Still working, I'm still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning something called a profit. If I hear you talking shit, don't get caught in it. I'll be popping off and hit your ass, dropping all your shit. Yeah, I promise this, I got promises, you ain't stopping this. Cross my shit.